Hi there, my name is Shaima and I have prepared this video as part of an assignment for the course Contemporary Issues in Production Management. The contents of this video are aimed at providing information about and answering the following questions. How will additive manufacturing technologies and 3D printing affect maintenance in manufacturing companies? Will additive manufacturing technologies and 3D printing help personal maintenance activities at home or our daily life? For example, fixing a broken part in one of the goods in a dishwasher or a hairdryer. Will these technologies help sustainable life via reducing waste and empowering circular consumption? Alright, let's begin, shall we? 3D printing has already revolutionized the way of producing an infinite number of objects, such as toys, tools, clothing, jewelry, only to mention a few. 3D printing is part of a process known as additive manufacturing. Why additive, you might wonder? This is because a 3D printer creates an object by adding a material layer by layer. This within itself promotes a number of advantages, such as the cutting down of labor costs and expenses if, let's say, the object was to be sculpted instead. Not to mention the amount of time taken or error margin involved if that was the case. 3D printing crosses out these factors because the exact blueprint of the design is programmed into the printer via a computer and the outcome is exactly as according to the input data. If we look at the manufacturing industry, one of the major advantages that 3D printing and additive manufacturing bring to the table is the ability to produce without assembly. Think of it like this. The various components required to build, let's say, a coffee machine are all produced separately. Then eventually, there is an assembly step in the production step whereby all of these different components are mounted together so that we obtain the final product, in this case, the coffee machine. With 3D printing, the whole production process is sped up. The whole product is produced in one sitting. This also reduces the error margin involved in production at large. 3D printing, coupled with augmented reality, allows for data to be communicated to the operator during maintenance or troubleshooting, with a view to reducing human intervention for repairing purposes. 3D printers are becoming more and more available and compact for home usage. All you have to do is get your printer, have your programming software ready, and your printer is only going to need electricity to run. If we are to look at this from an even better perspective, you can even run your printer with solar power. An even more ideal situation in this case would be if the manufacturers include a service of maintenance relying on 3D printing and additive manufacturing for their customers to benefit from in case their products or appliances go defective at some point. The main idea here is to extend the life of a product. Let's now bring 3D printing and additive manufacturing to your home. Aside from the specific fields mentioned earlier in this video, 3D printing and additive manufacturing can prove to be very helpful at home. Let's think of simple appliances or items in your daily life, such as a blow dryer. Your blow dryer suddenly stops working and you check. Upon checking, you see that it is the internal filter that has now become deformed and is causing the whole appliance to stop working and be defective. What do you do in this case? Well, you could try to return it and exchange it if the warranty is still valid. But what if there is no way out? What if there is nothing to do? Well, you're just going to throw it away like the waste product that it has now become in your eyes. But imagine if you could recreate the exact same internal filter that is deformed, or part of it that is causing the appliance to be defective. And then you would replace the new piece into the same old hairdryer, and now, bam, it's fully functional again. And you would not have contributed to the ocean of waste that is already out there in the world. Now let's look at an even bigger picture. circular consumption. Circular consumption implies that materials are maintained in a closed cycle, and once the products go through with the lifespan, the consumer recycles or upcycles the product instead of disposing it as waste. Once a product is ready for the market, it is sold and goes through its lifespan. However, as opposed to the more common linear economy and consumption, a circular system uses the product turned waste as new raw material for the next rounds of products to be produced. This can be done by melting the product all together and mixing it with other materials to be used for the next batch of production. This system is very crucial, especially in today's world whereby the livability of our planet is being questioned. The notion of sustainability comes into play. Sustainability is the ability to meet our current needs without, however, compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs once their time will come. Linear consumption hinders this because of the amount of waste that is dumped into the environment. Via circular consumption, sustainability no longer becomes a management problem. Instead, it becomes an integrated notion of our consumption, our economy, new business models, and our lifestyle at large. 3D printing and additive manufacturing reduce the amount of waste products involved in the production process at large. It also makes recycling and upcycling possible. In addition to that, 3D printing uses materials such as rubber and plastic, which, if discarded openly on their own, are very detrimental to our environment. 3D printing thus provides an alternative use for such materials once they become waste products. A car tire being upcycled via additive manufacturing to 3D print shoes. Not too futuristic to me. It's our present. It's happening now. Thank you for watching. Feel free to ask your questions if you have any.